Hello, welcome to day two of some thoughts about the upcoming guidance on who should use what toilet. It's extraordinary to me that in the 21st century we still have this discussion about who should use what toilet, but here we are. Today is all about transmisogyny and really the idea that, as you've seen in the public discourse, that the real danger is seen about trans women using the toilet, not so much trans men. Trans men seem to not carry the same sort of burden and suspicions as trans women do, which I think is a very, very telling about what we really are condemning here. Trans women are seen as being, inherently suspect, dangerous, deceitful, and somehow up to no good because they are portraying a form of femininity that other people might not understand. But all we're doing with this particular ban is, firstly, we're punishing femininity, which as a society we always seem to have a trouble with. And secondly, we are excluding a group of people from public life just for wanting to use the toilet. And thirdly, we are portraying these people, trans women specifically, as being inherently dangerous and inherently suspicious. And you'll notice that no such accusations usually fall on trans men. So is the real problem here femininity, or is it being a trans person? Ultimately, I think a lot of people are fixated with the genitalia, and they see that as the ultimate tell of whether a person is dangerous or not, which is an extraordinary state of affairs, if you ask me. And also, I think there are plenty of books that you can read about transmisogyny, about how this particular idea has developed. But I will ask you to think, when you use the toilet, as a man, or somebody that identifies as a man, or as a woman, or somebody that identifies as a woman, what is the biggest stress and the biggest fear you have when using that space? Do you really fear a trans woman? And if you're using a currently male's toilet, do you fear a trans man? And if you do, why so? And if you fear one more than the other, again, why do you do that? Why do you fear? So why do you fear somebody being in the same space as you are using the toilet? What is it that you actually fear? I think I'll be very interested for you to reflect on these questions. And remember, is it actually a form of misogyny that we're talking about here, or is it that we genuinely think that trans women are inherently deceitful and somehow, promiscuous and somehow dangerous? Because it seems to me again that we're punishing femininity, not necessarily having a true understanding of the trans lived experience. Anyway, I hope you ponder about those things.